Now back to Inside West Virginia Politics with Mark Curtis.
And welcome back to Inside West Virginia Politics. We want to talk about education in West Virginia. I'm joined by the American Federation of Teachers President for the West Virginia chapter, Fred Alward. 29 years school?
29 years.
29-year school teacher here in the Mountain State. Let's talk about the news conference you folks held this week. You are asking the governor and the legislature to halt and not go through with a special session on education. Why?
That is correct, Mark. Well, we feel that if we are going to truly transform education in West Virginia, it needs a thorough, thought-out process. And to do that in a special session in a rather hurriedly manner, we feel is the wrong approach. We would like to take our time, sit down as all stakeholders, and have some deep conversations about transforming education in West Virginia.
The Department of Education held 8 forums across the state, really every corner of West Virginia. Then individual lawmakers, the teachers unions, they also held forums. I don't know how many forums there were in total, probably dozens. And then a report was issued, at least from the Department of Education, on its findings. Are you concerned that the legislature is not going to use those findings as a roadmap?
Well, we've said over and over, Mark, that we hope they would use that as the framework. And if they would use that report as the framework for going forward in transforming education in West Virginia, I think the voice of West Virginians spoke very loudly, very clearly, that we do need help in our schools, but the help comes in the wraparound services we need, meeting the social and emotional needs of our students first before we can go forward.
The number one recommendation in the report was a pay raise for the teachers. The governor had promised 5%. If you guys are asking them to cancel the special session, you're asking them to cancel your pay raise, aren't you?
And that's unfortunate. We don't feel that the pay raise should be tied into the ideas put out by the public to improve education. If we back up to last October, our governor made a promise to increase teacher and service personnel, all educators' pay. So we want the promise held. Keep the promise that the governor made and that Senate leadership approved and said guaranteed it would happen. That should be separate from all of these other issues in improving education.
You talked about wraparound services. That was one of the top 3, and by that we mean mental health counselors, guidance counselors. Right. There was $24 million. There was wide bipartisan support in both chambers. Shouldn't they just do that separately and get that done, and then we have more mental health counselors? I mean, we have kids dealing with opioid crisis in the state, in their immediate families. A lot of kids being raised by grandparents because their parents are on drugs.
That is so true. And you know, I think our communities get that. Our parents get that. The people who showed up at the forums, our educators get that. There is a real need in our schools for mental health care, more school counselors. Just as you said, we've got to reach out and have healthy kids in our schools before we can teach them a lesson in math or English or social studies. So we feel that that is crucial. That's most important, and we would like for that would be a great starting place if we could take care of that issue. Not only are we having children raised by grandparents, we have children being raised by great-grandparents. That's not the way it should be. Are
you worried that they're going to put the charter schools back in educational savings account and have a huge, gigantic education reform bill, as they call it, that failed already in the House? It passed the Senate but failed in the House. Are you concerned they're just going to do it over and it's going to have the same result? You know,
it's discouraging to hear some of our leaders in the Senate, and not so much in the House, I don't think, but to hear them say that they will do that when the public has spoken, and in the reports, 88% of those respondents said that's not the crucial thing. That's not what we need to improve education in West Virginia. Those are the West Virginians who are speaking, not the outside interest groups. I think that we really need to listen to our citizens, and we need to provide the services our students need to help them become healthy, educated young people.
We've got less than a minute left, but Dr. Payne, the superintendent of schools, said he'd be willing to try charter schools on a pilot basis, maybe 3 or 4 around the state, and see how they go. Could you guys agree to that?
I'm not sure. You know, I think we need to take charters off of this topic altogether and really dedicate ourselves and dedicate our time and our energy and our resources on truly listening to our citizens in West Virginia who have spoken and said we need to fix we need more wraparound services, as you said in the beginning.
Fred Albert, president of the American Federation of Teachers here in West Virginia. We're going to be talking about this topic a lot. We'll see what happens. We'll continue to follow it. We're going to have more. You're very welcome. We're going to have more of Inside West Virginia Politics after this break. Stay with us.